friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to make homemade lunch meat. Alright, here's what you're going to need. Now, if you don't have a meat grinder, you don't need to use a meat grinder. You can use your food processor with the S-blade, or you can knife chop your meat really fine. We made a huge pork roast on the weekend, and I've probably got, I'm going to say 2.5 pounds of meat left here, and it's starting to dry out, so we're going to use that. I have a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, 2 packages of Knox gelatin, and we've got 3 cups of the roast drippings. Now, I let this cool in the fridge for one simple reason, is we're going to take the fat off and we'll put that aside for maybe suet cakes or something later on in the winter. Let's get started. Okay, first, we're just going to take the fat right off the top of our drippings. Now, our drippings are jelly. That is a wonderful thing. That means, you know, you've got all the goodness out of the bone and the cartilage of the knuckle bone, but it's not jelly enough for lunch meat. That's why we're going to add the Knox gelatin. Now, gelatin's really good for you, folks. That's what this stuff is. Plain gelatin is just what they get from the cartilage and stuff from bones. So there's no reason why you can't use plain gelatin to firm up your lunch meat. Now I'm just going to take this gelatin and I'm going to drop it in there. Oh, look at all this meat stuff on the bottom, and that's fine. That's just marrow and stuff from the bones. I'm going to put this in the pot and we're going to heat it up, and when it comes to a simmer, we're just going to add the 2 packages of Knox gelatin. Now we're just going to put a bowl under our grinder, and I have this on the finest grinding disc, and all I'm going to do is turn it on, and I'm just going to start tearing strips of the dry meat. And grinding it. We'll be back when I have this all ground up. Okay, here's all our ground meat, and here is our boiling broth. Now I'm just going to put about a 1/4 cup of cold water in this coffee cup. I'm just going to add the Knox gelatin to the cold water, and I'm going to stir this until it looks like it's no longer dry. Love how I stir things, eh? Now we're just going to take this and drop it right into our broth. I probably could have put it right into the broth, but I really wanted to make sure I didn't have any clumps. We're just going to stir this around and turn the heat off, and that is that. You don't have to use the cowgirl, you don't have to use a mixer, you can use your hands. So this is about 3 pounds of ground cooked roast pork. You can do this with beef. You can add any seasonings you like. If you like it hot, you can put some cayenne in there. I'm just making it simple. Okay, now we're going to add our seasonings, our salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic right in there. Put this in here, lock it down, and we're going to just put it on stir. And as that stirs, we're just going to add our hot broth with the gelatin. Oh, you should smell this, folks. We're going to turn it up a little bit. Really give it a good mix. Let's just have a little taste. Oh, it's perfect. We have a parchment lined loaf pan. Now there's a lot of people out there who are going to say, why don't you just slice up the roast and freeze it? Well, because I am, for starters, going to put some chunks of this into the freezer, wrap it and freeze it once it's set, and I am going to have some in the fridge. But you know what? Once in a while, you just want like a bologna sandwich. This is making a full bread pan, folks. And that's all we got to do. Okay, we're going to put this in the fridge to set up. And then we'll be back and I'll show you how nicely it's slices. It's been a couple of hours, so let's take our lunch meat out of the fridge and see what we got. Oh, Howie, can you smell that? And I'm gonna cut this into sections and freeze some of it. Oh, look at this, guys. It slices. It's just firm, beautiful. Howie, you gotta come and taste this. Okay, try the lunch meat. There's like 3 weeks worth of lunch meat here from one leftover bit of roast.
Tastes like roast pork.
Well, there you go. There we go. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, you got a leftover roast, be it pork or beef, save the drippings, have some gelatin, some seasonings. You got lunch meat for weeks. Take care, bye-bye.